Hey guys, I'm getting on in 1 second. 1 second. Getting my Facebook Live up. Give me a couple seconds. Ran into a few technical difficulties. Give me a couple seconds. 1 second. 1 second. What's going on Facebook? And I have Google Hangout as well on as well. This is Faris, Illinois, and I just as promised, I said I was going to go live this coming Friday, which is today. Actually, my very first Ask Faris show. And I know many of you may be asking, well, what is the Ask Faris show? I look like I have my shades on, taking that off. But many of you may be asking, what is the Ask Faris show? And I'm looking at two different cameras. So I have my phone streaming live on Facebook Live. Hello, everybody. And also have Google Hangouts going as well. So individuals that may not be on Google, not on Facebook, they're actually go through and actually participate as well. But many of you may be asking, what is Ask Faris? What is the Ask Faris show? What is it all about? I got a chance to actually write a few things behind me that kind of go through and explain who am I and what my show is all about. The Ask Faris show is actually it's a conjunction with my close Facebook page as well. It's a community of individuals that are like-minded, individuals that are entrepreneurs or future entrepreneurs, small business owners or future small business owners, or solopreneurs, individuals that are out there going in and making things happen. So it's a small niche community. So it may not be for everyone, but if you are an entrepreneur, a solopreneur, an aspiring entrepreneur, an aspiring leader, or someone who aspires to go through and actually make a change inside the business aspect of society, this group is for you. Also, is to educate. I'm coming in every week Friday at 7:30, and I'll be going live to educate you all on different things, hot topics when it comes to marketing and business that will go through and help propel your business forward. Because I understand that a lot of times, actually, as owning the business, I understand a lot of times, sometimes we just do what we were taught to do. And sometimes our teaching ends at high school or some at college, or others maybe just word of mouth or seeing what other people have done. But there are technologies out here. There are other principles and practices that can go through and help propel businesses. And that's what I'm here to go through and educate as well on those principles and teachings as well. And not all the things are coming just for me. I read a lot of books. If you can see my bookshelf, we're actually filming live right now in my basement office, which I call the Empire. So we're filming live in the Empire. But if you see my bookshelf, I have a load of books that I try to go through and consume. Some of them I've already consumed. Others, I pull tidbits and nuggets and pieces from there to go through and actually better my business, my life, and my future as well. Thirdly, I'm here to go through and assist. I understand that a lot of times you all have great ideas. Many people have great ideas, but may not understand how to go through and put some action behind it. So I'm here to go through and actually cultivate those great ideas and to go through and assist with actually putting them forth, putting a plan behind it to go through and actually make it work. And again, I don't know everything about business. I don't know everything about it, but I've learned over the few years that I've been in business a lot. I've made a lot of costly mistakes, and I made some mistakes that I know that some of you can go through and avoid as well. But so you're in the right place if you're, just like I said, a small business owner, aspiring small business owner, entrepreneur out there in the daily hustle. You're in the right place as well. So I just want to go through and thank you all for actually joining me on this journey. And it will be a journey. Again, it'll be every Friday at 7:30. And when I first started off in business, I know many of you may not know me, but just a little bit about myself. I actually started off in business when I was 16 years old. I actually, when I was 16, I was working at Quincy Steakhouse in Milledgeville, Georgia. And there I was a dishwasher, but I was the best dishwasher there. But one day I read in the newspaper, and it was an ad. It was a gentleman down in Warner Robins, Georgia, who was selling his vending machine route. So at 16 years old, I was like, man, I'm like, hey, I want to own my own business. I was kind of inspired by a few people as well. But then I talked to my mom, who was my first seed investor. We ruffled up $500 and we bought the vending machine route. Went to Warner Robins, paid the gentleman the $500, and we purchased the entire route. It was about 18 vending machines. Back then, I was, as I said, 16, working at Quincy's. I had my own car, so I had my license. But so I was responsible for servicing those vending machines, and they were in Perry, Georgia, Fort Valley, Macon, some in factories and others in schools as well. So they were scattered out. So, and just rightfully so, I remember back in high school actually skipping school to go through and service my business. That's how serious I was about actually growing my business. And I learned a lot of principles along the way just by owning and managing those 18 vending machines. Further along, while still in high school, I left Quincy Steakhouse and started working for Chick-fil-A. That's where I learned what extra mile customer service is. I understood what it meant to go that extra mile for your customers. And those teachers that I learned from Truett Cathy and also one of my mentors, Matt Kirby, those are the things that I learned, and it instilled in me a sense of pride and a sense of entrepreneurship that actually still resonates to this day. So those are the things that I just remember. And of course, after high school, went on off to college and I was a C student, so I didn't make it that far in college initially. So I joined the Air Force and I excelled in the Air Force, got a chance to travel the United States, travel the world, got a chance to deploy a few times to Iraq. First time I actually volunteered. But the second time they told me I was going. So I got a chance to volunteer and go to Iraq. Got a chance to serve my country, won numerous awards. But one thing I knew that my purpose was actually to go through and help the small business owners. Actually, I knew that the small business owners, and I still know today that the small business owners are the backbone of the economy here in America. It's the beautician, it's the car wash, it is the local attorney, the local physician's office, local healthcare agencies. It's those individuals that go through and actually make the small jobs for local economies. And it's so incumbent upon us to continue to actually thrive within small businesses. So with that being said, again, I learned a lot along the way. I had some costly mistakes. My accountant would probably kick my butt if I would go through and disclose some of the costly mistakes. But I learned from those mistakes. And that's one thing I say that as a small business owner, you don't have to go through this journey alone. I see so many small business owners that are trying to learn everything alone. They're trying to be the HR specialist. They're trying to be the finance. They're trying to be the salesman. They're trying to be the marketer. They're trying to be the PR. They're trying to do everything. And I read a book once that said you have to at least give 10,000 hours to a particular subject to actually call yourself a subject matter expert. And that's one thing that a small business owner, especially as entrepreneurs, a lot of us may not glean and give that 10,000 hours to become that subject matter expert. And imagine giving 10,000 hours in 6 different sectors. You will spread yourself thin. I know in the past that I spreaded myself thin. I know I probably frustrated my wife, my family, myself. I have braids and no hair. But so along that way, I learned a lot, and that's what I'm here for. That's what the Ask Faris shows me for every week, for you all to bring your questions to me, and then I will be going through and answering those questions to the best of my ability. And sometimes on our show, we're going to have special guests, those who have actually achieved great things in business as well. We're going to be bringing them in to interview them, and then they will have a Q&A session for you guys to go through and ask questions as well. So please feel free to inbox me your different questions throughout the week. Do not go on this journey alone. Just like I said, just with businesses, I've owned multiple businesses. I invest in a few businesses as well. So I understand the different processes. So it's not just talking from the healthcare field. I've worked in the automotive industry. I've worked in the customer service industry. I worked with franchises. So I work in a broad spectrum of different businesses. And that's what I'm here for, to go through and spread the knowledge to individuals that may need some assistance. And that's my third thing, is actually giving some assistance. I'm here every Friday to answer those questions, but I know some of you may be very, very, very serious about growing your business and may need some other further assistance. So please feel free to reach out to me as well. I've been known to sit down and actually have a cup of coffee to answer a few questions. Others, I would invite them to the Empire, and we'll be talking and try to game plan some things as well. It may be a book lunch, it may be other things, maybe a t-shirt company. All those things I'm very familiar with. So those are the type of things I'm just here to go through and help out as well. I'm looking down because I have my little notes as well. One thing that I actually, one of my mentors actually told me, my mentor, John Lee, he actually has an acronym. It's called FOCUS, but it stands on, the F stands for follow, the O stands for one, the C stands for course, the U stands for until, the S stands for success. So it's follow one course until success. And I know a lot of times as entrepreneurs, we kind of go here, there, everywhere. And I found myself in those shoes right there, trying to do everything for everybody. But I realized that, you know what, I'm just one person. I only have one life to live, and I'm going to live an impactful life. So I had to be focused, had to be laser focused on what I'm supposed to do in this world. So I had to go through and actually really find out my purpose. And my purpose is to go through and help small business owners, men and women, to go through and help them market their business to success. And there are tons of ways to go through market. If it's through Facebook marketing, if it's through search engine, or if it's through print ad, it's so many different ways of marketing. And that's what I have invested my 10,000 hours in, is going through and learning the different aspects of marketing. And I'm still investing in it as well. But I'm here to help you guys as well. So please feel free to let me know as well. But the reason why I'm so passionate about it is because I know it's a possibility for you guys to go through and continue to excel in your life and in your business as well. So with that being said, the first lesson, before I get started, this is going to go through and weed out a lot of people. This is how we're going to go through and actually do it. My first lesson is on the business bell curve. I know many of you may have heard of the bell curve while in high school, maybe in that geometry class. You may have seen a figure. Left my little eraser, so I'm going to use my handy dandy hand. You may have seen a bell curve. You may have seen this as well. And I know many of you may be familiar with the bell curve. And with the bell curve, it's just a process. And when I look at the bell curve, I look at it from a business standpoint. It's a process that we all go through. And it's very important as entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, business owners, employees, it doesn't matter. It's very important that you know where you are on this bell curve. Because if you do not know where you are, I guarantee I can show you exactly where you are. So I know many times whenever we first get that job, whenever we first start that business, we are totally excited. We stay up late. If it's a job, we get our uniforms on and we get it pressed and we come to work on time. We greet everybody, we smile. That's that initial stage of that bell curve. It's an initial stage where we're excited. We're there to go to improve a point. If it's to go to improve that your business will succeed, that's that point we're proving. If it's to go to improve that you know what, you can become a stellar employee, that's what we're improving. So along the way, this is where we are. And along this way, after we go through and actually learn our jobs, to get familiar with our jobs, or start actually our businesses starts growing, we become what we call a subject matter expert. And so from this level to maybe the peak, this is where you're perfecting your craft. People are coming to you and asking you, hey, how did you do this? I remember when I worked at Ring Factory, I only worked there for about 30 days because I was just not a really good employee. But I worked at Ring Manufacturing. And I was there, and I was a gentleman who was there for 20 odd years working at Rings. And he was the subject matter expert in that arena where I worked. He knew all about the parts. He knew all about the metal, the aluminum folds that go around the machine. He knew about the coils. He knew everything about his particular section. He was a subject matter expert. I guarantee he spent more than 10,000 hours actually perfecting his craft. Yes, he messed up along the way like everyone. Yes, he had a few hiccups. Maybe he had to be disciplined. And maybe there was a few things that came along the way, but he became a subject matter expert where a lot of people will come to him to go through and ask those questions. How do you do this? How do you do that? And that's where many of you may be in your jobs as well, or in your careers, or in your businesses. You may be becoming that subject matter expert. But eventually, and this happens to the best of them, eventually you're going to go through and peak out. Everyone peaks out in their career. And the moment that you peak out as a leader, it's all downhill, because you may not be coming to work on time. You may actually just kind of, you see something, but you just kind of watch it to the side. You may not go out and market or prospect like you're supposed to. You may just get used to your income and say, you know what? Well, hey, I'm doing well, so it'll be all right. And the moment those decisions are made, that's when the downward spiral actually happens. That's why it's very important to know where you are on this bell curve. It's very important to do a self-evaluation to see where you are on this bell curve. And the goal is before you actually start going down, erase it as well. Before you start going down the bell curve, you're supposed to go through and actually self-identify where you're at. So that moment where you're feeling like, you know what, hey, I made it, or hey, I'm getting to where I'm supposed to be, it is your responsibility to go through and find another challenging activity. If it's in business, starting another location, or if it's starting developing another product, or learning a new craft to go through and actually perfect your service. It's your responsibility to go through and start another bell curve, because at the point right here, when you're on this curve and you're feeling like you're about to go to that complacent state, it's your responsibility as an entrepreneur, as a solopreneur, as the business owner, as the employee, to go through and say, you know what, I'm going to go through and actually start another curve. Find those things that you're most excited about and go up that ladder again. And guess what? When you get to that point again, you can go through and reinvent yourself again and actually start another curve. It's not saying, oh, some of you may not be entrepreneurs, not saying go through and start multiple businesses. It may be in your business, go through and find some way to go through and perfect your craft. It may be in your business, find some way to go through and coach and develop some of your staff members. It may be in your community to go through and actually give more, donate more of your time. So it's very important before we get to that stagnant state is to go through and reinvent yourself. And that's what a self-evaluation does as well. It allows you to go through and reinvent yourself, because you don't want to go through and be on the decline and actually your values start to decline, your work ethic starts to decline, and people start recognizing, and then your character is in limbo as well. So it's important for leaders, entrepreneurs, community leaders, whoever it is, to go through and find where you are on this bell curve and then go through and actually do something about it. So again, that's just our first lesson right there. The first lesson is just about the bell curve. It's important. And I want over this week, I want you guys to go through, inbox me. And if you have any questions about the bell curve, I do have a worksheet that you all can go through and fill out, and then we can do a one-on-one, or it'll give you some answers as well to see where you are on your bell curve. Because it's very important before you go on this downward spiral, no matter if it's an employee, employer, community leader, or whatever, it's important for us to go through and recognize within where we are. So again, I just want to say thank you all so much for actually supporting our very first show. If you guys have show ideas, if there's certain things that you want to know, you may want to learn, you know what, hey, Faris, I want to know a little bit about Facebook marketing, or Faris, I want to know a little bit about some digital marketing or whatever. Just inbox me, let me know. I will definitely put it along my my line of shows to go through and actually do a presentation on, because weekly, we're just going to be here for about 30 minutes. 30 minutes each week, I'm going to be going over something that's very key. And these are the nuggets that you will need to continue to grow and sustain your business. And not only will it grow and sustain your business, I guarantee it will have a ripple effect in your life as well. So for a few moments, I'm going to remain online. And if you have any questions, you can please feel free to go through and type in the chat box, or you can go through and actually inbox me or DM me or PM me, whatever it's called nowadays. You can definitely go on board and actually do that as well. But I just want to say thank you so much for coming to our very first episode. And I look forward to having many, many, many more. And because that's where success lies. It lies in consistency. I believe that if we remain consistent, that's where our true success will actually come as well. So again, I just want to say thank you so much for coming out and supporting. Again, I'm not going to be asking you to come to no building. I live here in Kennesaw. I'm not going to ask you to come way up here, but I will ask you to come online every Friday at 7:30. Bring your questions. Eventually, we're going to actually branch this over to a smaller group where it's only those individuals that are geared towards entrepreneurship and business-minded individuals that will be actually allowed to come in. So if you have an idea, please feel free to let me know. I'm definitely all ears, and I'm here to go through and help you guys grow your business. So have a successful week. Have a successful weekend. And I definitely pray that nothing but blessings come your way. So again, thank you so much for joining the Ask Faris show, episode 1. This is something that I know this is challenging to me. And I know this is something I'm so proud of. This has been a passion project for a while. I'm so proud to go through and launch this. Again, imperfection. That's the way to go through and actually become very successful. Just take those imperfect steps, and I promise you, we'll go through and see you guys down the road. Oh, before I leave, if you have any questions, you can also go through and actually text my name, Faris. I think it's Faris. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, text Faris, Faris, to 27126, or disregard that. It will be in my notes. It'll be right below here. You'll be able to go through and download my app. You'll be able to go through and ask questions through there as well. So I look forward to seeing you guys. If you see me out in the community, please pull me to the side and say, hey, I saw the Ask Faris show and I have this course as well. So thanks so much. Have a great week. And I look forward to seeing you guys soon. Take care. Bye.